Hello, learners.
Now let's start discussing the next key point. Say, for example, if I take another shape over here, which is this, and if I parent it with this appears something like this. We have already got that. However, the text is somehow not working, so it might be that it's only working on the shape layers. Just delete this, no issues. I'll just copy the keyframes over here, enter text here, and I'll just paste this. Paste this somewhere over here. And I want it till here, and I'll just delete this keyframe. Once your shape which you have created from here disappears. If you want, you can also decrease the opacity of this and the main video can just play here. This is the random shape what we created through the pen tool over here. Pen tool will also be beneficial for you to remove any objects, as well as it will help you in masking. That is again good feature of pen tool which would enable you to do that. So this is the overall basic of pen tool. Now say, for example, if you again want to do some changes, you can just expand the contents shape, and you can double click here, but just add solo, so it again enables you to work here. This is how the original shapes looks like. Go and press U, and I'll just delete this. Let's add some motion blur and see. This is how it appears. This is how it appears. So this is how you can work and create shapes with your pen tool. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you found the information valuable.
Thank you. Hello, learners.
Now we'll be creating the animation using a rectangle. So we'll also exploring the graph editor. We'll go to new composition over here, and I'll take this composition as 5 seconds and I'll hit OK. Go to composition here. I'll take a new solid, right click, new solid. This is the new solid what I've taken, and now I'll be taking a shape layer which will be rectangle, as I want to show you the animation here using the graph editor. We'll just draw a shape and take the shape over here. So the shape we have taken, so this inside this you get the properties. So this is the anchor point, this is the position, this is the scale. So all of the things remains the same. I'll just place the anchor point here, and I'll take the shape over here. Now what I want is, I want to show you the difference between normal animation and the graph editor. So graph editor is slightly another level of animation where you can add more realism to it. I'll expand the contents of this rectangle and transform, and from here I'll add a keyframe over here, and till 1 second I'll go here and I'll add another keyframe, and I'll just move it on my x-axis. So if you see, currently this is how the animation looks like. Let me offset this a bit and make it a bit fast. So the animation is fast, but there is no much of dynamism in the shape as it subtle movement. So for that, what you need to do is you need to select both the keyframes, right click, keyframe assistant, say easy ease. The shortcut for that is F9. And then selecting both, you need to come here, which is this option. As you can see, this is the graph editor over here. So I open the graph editor, and many a times you might not be seeing this. This is the graph editor option over here, and this is edit value speed graph, which should be turned on. So I'll go here and say edit speed graph, show layer markers, show expression editor. If you write any expression, if you just press the plus icon on your keyboard, not on the num one, but on the one which is near to backspace. So you get a very nice curve like this. And now if you play, let me just select position. So now you get a very smooth movement over here, as this is easy ease. Now if you want to add more easy ease or easy in or easy out, so you can do that as well. So now what I want is I want this animation to be faster at the beginning and slower at the end. So just you need to come here, the last keyframe, and right now you can just drag this so that if you see the graph over here, it starts like this on a linear thing and then ends very well. So now if you play, even if you have add motion blur, it would look more nice. So it appears something like this. And another thing over here is you can make this more linear. Make this, it starts pretty fast but ends pretty smooth. This is how your graph editor would be working. Now if you want to do the reverse, if you want to start it slow and end it very fast, if you see, it would take this much of time. And it would end like a very sudden break. This is how graph editor can actually work and add. This is just a very basic shape what we are doing on the animation on. On the later stages of the course, we would also be exploring the advanced animations. I'm making this more linear, so you can feel the animation over here as I'm playing. Starts very slow and subtle, but ends very fast. This is how you can actually work with your graph editor over here. In the same way, what I can show is, this was one of the animations what we had. Now let us take square ellipse, and I'll take another color maybe. Once I'll press U for showing the animated properties. And then what I want is, I want a circle to be formed here. This will also be formed on this base of graph editor. So this is currently what happens. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you found the information valuable. We will wrap up this part here and continue in the next segment.
Thank you. Hello learners.
Now let's start discussing the next key point. We can also refer to a site which is Color Hunt, where we will be actually able to see some good palettes. So if you see, this is colorhunt.co, where I can take these So you can play with these colors as well. They show me the hexadecimal code of these colors, the binary code. Let me take this color as my background. So I'll just go here, Control Shift Y. I'll click here, I'll paste the color. Again over here, I'll go to the fill. I'll just paste this. I'll take this and I'll go here and I'll just, this is now what we get. This is done. And this shape layer over here, what I'll do is I will be actually doing the animation in scale once this is here. I'll go to the ellipse content, I'll go to the transform, I'll go to the scale. I'll offset this a bit and I'll go here and I'll say 0 on the first frame. Very slow. However, what I can do is I can make this a fast. Right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Selecting both the keyframes. What I want is I want a very slow entry over here. So I'll make the starting, however, very linear. So right now, if you see, we are getting this. Let me turn on the motion blur for this as well. This is what appears to us. And let me take one more shape, which can be a rectangle. For this, what I want is I want this to be coming from bottom to down. Now let us see how it behaves. So rectangle, transform, position. Once this is done, let me put this down and make this animation a bit fast. Right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Let us turn on the motion blur for that, and I want a very smooth ease in. Basically ease out over here. This is how, if you see, that appears like this. Now if I just go here and if I just close all this, this is how it appears using the graph editor. So we have taken 3 shapes and we did the graph, we did the animation via graph editor. If I just hit U over here to show you the animated properties, this is how it appears. If you want, you can make this more fast. Just select all these and
Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you found the information valuable. We will wrap up this part here and continue in the next segment. Thank you.